The midday sun was unforgiving over Tucson, Arizona, casting harsh glares across car windshields and baking the pavement outside the Monarch Unity Bank on Speedway Boulevard. Inside, fluorescent lights hummed steadily, the kind of ambient noise you stop noticing if you've been there long enough. The bank lobby was calm, almost too calm. A few customers sat in softly upholstered chairs, some filling out forms, others absently scrolling their phones. It was an ordinary day for everyone, until it wasn't. She walked in alone, no announcement, no flourish. No driver waited outside. No assistant buzzed ahead to prep the staff. No security detail flanked her sides. Just a woman in her mid-40s, dressed in a navy blouse, gray slacks, and flats worn soft at the edges. In one hand, she held a leather wallet. In the other, her car keys. Cassandra Wren didn't look like someone powerful. And that, today, was the point. She had built Wren Financial Group from a lean risk consulting firm into a regional banking force. 2 decades, 3 acquisitions, and countless hours later, she now sat as the CEO of Monarch Unity Bank, quietly guiding it to become one of the most stable institutions in the Southwest. But she wasn't here today as a CEO. She was here to see what her people did when they thought no one was watching. The man in front of her in line, wearing a highlighter yellow landscaping polo, was joking with a young teller. Cassandra waited her turn, patient and unassuming. When she stepped forward, the teller, whose name tag read Chloe, greeted her with a polite but distracted smile. "Good afternoon," Cassandra said, her voice calm. "I'd like to make a withdrawal from my personal account." "Sure thing," Chloe replied. "I'll need to see your ID and account number." Cassandra passed her both, watching as Chloe typed slowly. Before she could proceed, however, a man emerged from a nearby glass-walled office. Mid-50s, silver at the temples, maroon tie a little too tight. He had that rehearsed corporate smile and the confident gait of someone who had been in charge long enough to forget what listening meant. "Everything okay here, Chloe?" he asked, not looking at her, but instead at Cassandra, and then at the ID. Chloe hesitated. "Just verifying." "I'll take it from here," he interrupted. Then he turned his full attention to Cassandra. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we won't be able to process this withdrawal today." Cassandra blinked, caught slightly off guard. "Is there an issue with my account?" He gave a chuckle that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Let's just say we've had incidents. People pretending to be account holders, trying to withdraw large sums. You know how it is." "I can offer additional verification," she replied, her tone steady. The man didn't ask for it. Instead, he leaned on the counter with the smirk of someone certain he held the upper hand. "No offense, but we don't just take people's word for it. And frankly, this ID doesn't look like you." Cassandra tilted her head slightly. "It is me. I'm Cassandra Wren, CEO of this bank." A customer behind her paused mid-scroll. Chloe's hands hovered over the keyboard. The manager scoffed. "Let's not waste each other's time," he said, gesturing dismissively. "Why don't you come back with proper verification? Or better yet, call ahead next time." "Mr. Jeff Connolly," he replied. "Mr. Connolly, did you actually look up the account before approaching?" He folded his arms. "Don't need to. I trust my gut. When something feels off, it usually is." There it was. Not the refusal, not the skepticism, but that phrase, "feels off," as if her presence alone was suspicious. Cassandra didn't flinch, but something inside her shifted. She had weathered boardroom coups, regulatory audits, and predatory investors. She'd built from scratch, earned every seat at every table. But none of that mattered here, because she wasn't wearing a tailored suit or arriving with a briefcase. Just slacks. Just a blouse. Just her. Still, she kept her voice neutral. "I suggest you verify the account now, just to be sure." Instead, Jeff turned to Chloe. "Can you handle this? I have some calls to make." He was halfway back to his office when Cassandra pulled out her phone, not to escalate, not to threaten. Just one quiet call. The entire room shifted. Customers pretended to read, but ears perked. Chloe's fingers twitched near the keyboard. "Chloe," Cassandra said gently, "could you please look at the name on the ID again?" Chloe nodded slowly. "Cassandra Wren. When you type that into the system, what do you see?" Chloe typed. A pause. Her eyes widened. "It says, executive account. Cassandra Wren, CEO." She cut herself off, glancing nervously toward the office. "You didn't know I was coming," Cassandra said. "And I didn't want anyone to. But now that you've verified my identity, Is there anything else you need? Before Chloe could respond, Jeff returned, holding a clipboard like a shield. Is there still a problem? He asked, voice sharper. She's been verified, Chloe murmured. It's her. Jeff gave a dramatic sigh. Look, Ms. Wren, Chloe interrupted. Jeff blinked. Cassandra stayed still. You didn't ask any questions. You didn't check the system. You just dismissed me. He laughed once, bitterly. You really expect me to believe the CEO walks in here looking like she's buying groceries? Silence dropped over the lobby. Even the landscaper put his phone down. Cassandra met his eyes. Didn't realize dress code determined account access. It's about protocol, he snapped. No, she said. You ignored protocol. You made a judgment. You disrespected my ID, my word, and my presence. He turned to the staff. Can someone get this woman out of here before she causes a scene? Chloe flinched. Another employee, Ryan, seated at a desk, stood but didn't move. He was staring now. Wait a second, Ryan murmured. You're Cassandra Wren. You spoke at the Phoenix Ethics Summit last summer. Jeff didn't respond right away. Cassandra took a step forward. No yelling. No drama. Just wait. I gave that speech because I believe institutions are only as strong as their integrity, she said. And you've made it very clear how yours operates. She pressed call. Marla, she said into the phone. I need HR on the line. Yes. Speedway branch. Jeff's face twitched. He didn't laugh now. Cassandra didn't move from the counter. The silence grew heavy. Then the phone at the teller station rang. Chloe answered. Monarch Unity, Speedway branch. Yes, she's here. One moment. She handed the phone to Jeff. His eyes darted. Hello? Yes, this is Jeff Connolly. His voice cracked just slightly. Yes, she's still here. I understand. He lowered the phone slowly, then looked around the room like he'd just realized everyone had been watching. Ms. Wren, he said. May I speak with you privately? You had your chance, she replied. He opened his mouth. I don't want a speech, she said. I want accountability. The staff stood still. Chloe wiped her palms on her skirt. Ryan didn't pretend to work. A woman near the window with a cane muttered, She's right. You didn't check the system, Cassandra continued. You didn't follow protocol. You followed an assumption. Jeff swallowed. I'm holding you responsible, she said. Not for a mistake, but for how fast you decided I didn't belong. The front doors opened. Two people entered. A tall black man in a navy suit with rimless glasses, and a woman with a leather folder and calm, deadly eyes. Roland Pierce, Regional VP, and Marla from HR. Cassandra, Roland said, nodding. We came immediately. Appreciate it, she said. Roland turned to Jeff. Your office. Now. Wait, Jeff began. She didn't even notify us. That's not the issue, Roland said. Marla added, We've reviewed footage. Audio and visual. It's clear. You can't. You're being terminated, Marla cut in. Not for who she is, but for what you did. Cassandra stepped forward. I could have fired you quietly. I didn't. Because the people here needed to see why this matters. She turned slightly. They watched how you treated someone you thought was insignificant. That stain doesn't wash out. Jeff shrank. Shoulders hunched. Then he was gone, escorted out. Cassandra turned to the staff. I'll speak with you all shortly, she said. She sat alone for a moment in the break room, thinking. Not about revenge. About what could have happened. What has happened when no one steps in. She remembered a letter from months ago. A woman in Flagstaff, ignored by a manager. The case was marked resolved. But now, Cassandra knew what that kind of dismissal looked like. Today, she had proof. Roland entered quietly. You okay? I am. I've never seen you fire someone like that, in front of staff. I didn't plan to. So why? Because they needed to see it. He nodded. Some will say you made it personal. It was personal. And if they don't understand why, they're part of the problem. He paused. Would he have treated me the same? You wear a suit and a VP badge, she said. He'd have rolled out the red carpet. He sighed. You want me to notify the other branches? No. I'll do it. Personally. As Roland left, Cassandra stepped into the lobby one more time. She asked the team to gather. No big speech. Just words they needed to hear. I walked in today looking like any customer, she began. And that was intentional. I didn't want the performance. I wanted the truth. She paused. And I got it. She looked at Chloe. At Ryan. At the assistant manager who'd said nothing but watched everything. Some froze. Some hesitated. That's human. But now you've seen what silence allows. And hopefully, what standing up can change. A slow ripple of agreement moved through the room. Leadership isn't a title, she said. It's how you act when no one's looking. Then she smiled, not the press release smile. The one you wear when you've been where they've been. I'll visit other branches soon. Sometimes dressed just like this. Light laughter. And if you're ever unsure how to treat someone, ask yourself, would I act differently if they could make a decision about my job? A pause. If the answer is yes, then it's not the right way. She nodded once, gently. Thanks for hearing me. And thank you for staying open to learning. Then she picked up her bag, stepped through the doors, and disappeared into the Tucson heat, just a woman who had reminded them all what integrity really looks like when the titles are gone and the truth walks in quietly.